What up? What up? What up? Top of the afternoon for you. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody in the world. You know what I'm saying? Hope you guys had a great weekend. Welcome back to your boy 800 the Stizzles, Thailand TV. Welcome. Welcome. I'm your boy T Dub, baby. The Styles, the Prophet de jour, and the God in man form. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday to everybody. Like I said, I hope everybody had a pretty good weekend, man. Um, yeah, man. I know we're gonna be out without some basketball for a while, man. That's one of the times that I hate in sports is when basketball starts to dwindle down and they get the playoffs for the NBA down. Now we got a game. Not we got to wait till Wednesday for the first finals game. We got to wait till what I think Friday, and then after Friday it's Sunday. You know what I mean? It's too many days without no basketball, man. You know what I'm saying? Without no, you know what I mean? Without no man sport. We got baseball, yeah, yeah, yeah. But we talking about some of that exciting stuff, right? But so yeah, get ready for the summer to come, man. It's June, first week of June. Big shout out to all the June people right there. I'm one of them. I am one of those. The June birthdays, baby. The June, the sign of the Gemini. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, and if you think about, I mean, I'm a big. I tell people this. I tell people this all the time. You know what I'm saying? You keep your mind open to everything, and then you can take and weed through it how you want to. See, I see us June birthdays and us Gemini's in particular as the sign of like um one of the happiest signs because of the fact that the time of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's spring has already happened. Things have already revolved into the new beginning and new rebirth and all that. And now it's happy to be alive, man. It's a joyous time, and that's when the June came. So you think about when they talk about the old calendars back in the day, how it started around April 1st, I think was around the first time. That's Aries. Then you have Taurus. And then right in that June, baby, in the May, June birthdays, boy, them Geminis came through the door, boy. Them Geminis came through the door, boy. Yes, sir. We in full force. Gemini season's on full swing right now. So shout out to all the Geminis, man, because hey, ain't nothing like us. You know what I mean? You can believe in astrology all you want to. If you don't, I don't care. It's all good. If you listen to it, blessings. If you don't, it ain't meant for you. You know my slogan. You know what I'm saying? You know how I roll. But yeah, June, man, it's warm out. Get outside. You know what I'm saying? Do some stuff. Move. Get some movement, man. Things are popping. Things are happening. Something's gonna be happening. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if y'all throwing a barbecue or whatever, man, make me a plate, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out there in everybody's face right now, but make me a plate and I'll roll by. That's all, and that's on G, man. That's on the God, man. I'll roll by straight up. You know what I mean? Tell me I got a plate. Um, real quick, something I wanted to jump into real quick. Before we get on my topics. Um, I was looking at, scrolling. You know, sometimes I do that to find information that I want to talk about. But yeah, man, today, man, I'm looking at the thing, man. I'm seeing all this Cardi B and Offset and Stephon Diggs. You know what I'm saying? But see, I these are one of those type of situations where it's easy to play angel's advocate. It's very easy to play to speak on behalf of both sides, right? So three sides. So I say three sides, right? So I mean, in Offset's defense, man, as a man, as the original man, the first man, with this woman, I see what he's talking about, man. I see that's the part that this is the part how Offset is acting is what ladies be talking about with the whole controlling and narcissist. This is what the Offset, man. Hey, man, I told you. Hey, everybody gets shots on Thailand TV. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you come for me, you want to. Everybody gets shots, but like on a for real, like Offset, this is some kindergarten stuff you're doing, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like what was the old saying? You made your bed, now lie in it. You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying. So as men, that's the one thing that we have to do is that we have to be proud in the decisions that we make. You know what I'm saying. And if you make decisions against your lady, you know what I'm saying, against your marriage, you're gonna have to roll with that. Especially how women are nowadays. They don't let you forget. they don't let you forget. You know what I'm saying. So this is something that's gonna be thrown in your face for a long time, and you're just gonna have to ride with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you did some dirt, you know what I'm saying, in the relationship, and that's just what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those type of things where when a woman's fed, well, they got too many songs out here saying this, brother. When a woman's fed up, you know what I'm saying? They got Tank messed it up for us though with his little song that he had out. Well, I deserve Tank. Tell them motherfuckers that. Excuse my language, my day show. But no, and it's important for Offset to we'll talk about some of this stuff today, some of the stuff that I'm hitting on today, but it's important for Offset to realize, you know what I'm saying, that the bed that he made was really under all his control. I mean, you get to a point where you have to realize as a man that how you protect your home. You know what I'm saying? And one of the best ways, I think a lot of people don't understand, protection and provision of your home is actually keeping the home together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's one of the strongest things that a man can do, because women are roller coasters, right? You know what I'm saying? Roller coasters of emotions. You know what I'm saying? They're up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So it is the strength of the man that usually is that last line of defense, that ice wall. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. It's that ice wall, that last line to keep what we got in here. You know what I'm saying? But all said, you got to realize that. And then, like I said, I'm gonna speak on all three of these people, man. It's Cardi B. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna play both sides for you too. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as the situation that your husband or your ex-husband cheated on you, you accepted it. You accepted it. I'm not gonna play dumb. I don't play dumb when I speak, and I will never play dumb on somebody. And if you get upset at the shots that I'm throwing at you, come for me. You know what I'm saying? But Cardi B, you knew. I'll guarantee you how y'all women are with y'all woman's intuition, right? You knew. Bold face how many times this man had been out doing what he was doing, you know what I'm saying, on you, right? How many times you had caught him, right? How many times you caught him that we didn't know about, right? We knew about some, but I guarantee you there were more. And you accepted those things. How do you get to a point where you say, oh, well, I'm fed up now? No, you ain't fed up now because you accepted it all the way through. That means you accepted his personality. That's part of his personality. If he's doing things like that and he did it multiple times, that's part of his personality. Now you have to accept the fact that that's part of his personality. What are you doing to trigger that part of his personality? And now that you've accepted it, you have to figure out, okay, young man, is this something that you have to have a talk? Is this something that you're going to continue to do? Now I got to decide, is this something I'm going to continue to accept? Not keep rolling. And on her behalf, on her angel advocate side, she did. She got fed up. She said, I'm tired of you doing it. And and that's a real thing, man. That's a real position that women take. That's a stand that they take, and you got to be ready for that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be ready for that. If you were a sucker for love, dude, you better be ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were the type to flirt and be with other women and talk with other women, you better be ready for her to leave. You have to get your mindset ready for a woman to leave. You know what I'm saying? And not want to come back at all, because they get to that point. They get to that point where the well is dry. You know what I'm saying, man? Y'all know how we be sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We be like, man, forget that, man. We ain't that motherfucker, whatever. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? She show up in a mini skirt. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing this stuff out there, not speaking for myself or my experiences. But Cardi B also, you go back to being nasty. To me, as a man, all you did was go back to being nasty, right? You being nasty with your husband and the father of your children and taking care of your children, you're a wife, right? Now everything you do that is not under the wife, now you're just nasty, right? Because now you're taking new wing, you know what I'm saying? You're getting all involved with whatever he's got going on the side, which you don't even know all the way yet because you guys aren't living together and committed and made in one unit. Because when you get married and make one unit, now you can kind of follow trends and see what people are doing, Cardi. So, you know what I'm saying? On that side of it too, I can see, yeah, kind of dirty now. You know what I'm saying? You've been touched by too many dudes. You know what I'm saying? One too many is too many. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing this stuff out there. This is stuff that I've read. You know what I'm saying? This is for entertainment purposes only. You know what I mean? Don't take it personal. Please don't. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to what I'm saying, blessings to you. If you don't, it ain't meant for you. It ain't meant for you. Pass it on to somebody else. You know what I mean? And then your boy Stefan, man. Mr. Diggs, ex-Vikings, Mr. Most memorable play in the Minnesota Vikings history. You wifing up another man's chick, bro. That's just what it is. That's what I'm calling these things what it is. I'm not a sugarcoater. I've never been a sugarcoater. I never have. And everybody gets shots around here. You know what I'm saying? Thailand TV, we spare none. Mr. Diggs, man, you have inserted yourself in a love triangle. You just have, because what do people talk? Women talk about this all the time, man. Women, when you meet a woman, you tell a woman, yeah, how long you been single? Oh, I've been single about 6 months. That's not long enough. They all say that, right? They all say that. So you know that. You know, Diggs, that most people are not fully moved on all the way. Most people. There are anomalies in everything I'm saying. And most of the time I talk, this generalizations, okay? So, Mr. Diggs, you knew that you were stepping right into the middle of something that was really going to be, especially with the whole the prominent people that you're dealing with here. Cardi B, one of the biggest female music artists in the game. Offset, one of the biggest music artists in the game, and male music artists in the game. And you knew inserting yourself in the middle of that was just going to wrap that up into a full love triangle for the public to see, because it was all you guys are public figures, so you're gonna be on display. Now we talking about you. You know what I'm saying? We is, but we gonna call it out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was, you know what I'm saying, like to a point where you would start talking about, people that, being the kids' father. You know what I mean? Like being there for the, like, that's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now you if you do it in a way where you're like, if you're in the public eye like this with this triangle, if you're doing it with the intent to really actually be with this woman, all right, then you know what I'm saying, I see what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But if you in this to play this game, you're really kind of throwing fuel on a fire that two people are burning. You know what I'm saying? It's a bonfire for two people, and then you come up with some gasoline, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let that fire burn out for those two people first. You know, that's how I always saw things. I always saw things. Whereas, you know what I'm saying, whenever I have been in a situation where a woman had a man or whatever, and she was trying to holler at me, you know what I'm saying, I was always like, hey, look, why don't you take care of that first, get that done first, and then come figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Then come holler at me. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you figure that all out first, because I don't want to be in no drama stuff, especially with men. On men's side, it's a little bit different, because we got to worry about the baby daddy, other dudes, you know what I'm saying, going crazy, being all that kind of stuff. So Diggs, I'm just throwing this stuff out for you, man. Like I said, I'm on the Angels Advocate side, so I'm just throwing it out for you. Be careful, especially, you know what I'm saying, people that can make call things happen. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I'm just throwing this stuff out there. You take it how you want to take it. If you take it, blessings. If you don't, it ain't meant for you. Pass it on to the next person. Then it's all good. But shout out to you guys, especially with the name and the fame that you guys have, man. It's not easy living that life. It's fun, yes, it is, but it's not easy living that life, being in all scrutiny and having everything that you do documented for the public to see, put on display. So, one love to y'all, but I just wanted to, talk about y'all little mess, a little drama, it's in the news, you scroll and you see it. So holla at your boy, man. Just stay healthy, man. Just look out for each other, man. And if y'all got, like I said, Cardi B and Diggs, if y'all got a real love, man, more power to you. Offset, move on and groove on. Go ahead and bag them things you've been bagging. Don't stop now. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about what she's doing. She'll be back anyway. That's how it always happens anyway. She'll be back. But yeah, your boy, man. Yeah, man. Real Recognize Real posted that today. We kind of got delayed last week. It was just really kind of like I said, the second episode, just kind of filling things out. Really starting to get used to, especially having me and my partner be co-hosts. Is, you know what I'm saying, we're just kind of getting used to that, how we're gonna flow, how we feel, and then it's not live, so it's recorded. So you know what I'm saying, I take the footage and put it in the vault, go look at it, see if we like it, what we don't like, I'm starting to add, graphics and things, video overlays and B-roll and stuff like that to it. So we're gonna get a little bit more um, advanced with what we got going on with Real Recognize Real. But the show is dope. Please, man, please jump on Real Recognize Real. Watch the show. Me and my boy, my boy Rob, we put on a show for you. You know what I'm saying? And we've been doing this for years. So we've been doing this for a long time. And so I think it's a good entertainment for you. So, if you want to watch a show and watch two grown men talk and have conversations and break down some real stuff, we break down some real stuff just like I do on my show. I give y'all the kind of no holds barred beginning to everything I'm talking about and just kind of freelance it, freestyle it for about 10 15 minutes, and then after that I go into my show. Whereas on Real Recognize Real, we really kind of break down topics right away. But we do have fun doing it. And check it out, man. Check it out. Real Recognize Real, man. I just posted one today. You can go to my YouTube page and see them, or go to Robert Scales, and his page is also posting it too. So we'll make a page specifically just for Real Recognize Real. And we'll get that cracking off, man. The show is dope, though. Check into it, man. For real. Let me get to it real quick here. My show today. Today's show is all about understanding and acceptance, right? I think these two things are very key in proper communication and having good relationships with people. And remember what I tell you guys, if you look up the definition of relationships, I go by Webster Dictionary, Google Dictionary. I don't go by Person's Dictionary. Person dictionary is different. Everybody has a different definition of everything if you go by whatever somebody else say. But I go by the basic, common definitions. And I think that understanding and acceptance in relationships today with people, because everything is a relationship. The definition of a relationship is the interaction between two people. That's it. That's a relationship. So like I've told y'all before, it could be your barber. That's a relationship. Your mama, your teacher, your boss, your dog walker. You know what I'm saying? Your maid. I mean, these are relationships that you have with people. You have to interact with these people, right? And the things that I want to suggest in my day shows and sometimes my night shows as well are supposed to be suggestions on how to better have relationships with people, because we got to fix this. We got a problem with our relationships with people, and nobody's going to admit it. And that's why a lot of things get worse, is because people don't admit it. Like I say, the first step in solving a problem, if problems aren't being solved, if problems are not being solved, I'm talking about any type of problem. I'm talking about a problem with your lawn. I'm talking about a problem in the politics. I'm talking about a problem nuclear. I don't give a fuck what it is. Excuse my language, but sometimes the curse word is best. If a problem is not being solved, right? If a problem's not being solved, right? It's probably because you have not accepted the fact that there's a problem. Right? So if our society is doing things and the things that we're doing are not getting better, it's probably most likely because that first step hasn't been taken. That first step is really the hugest hill you have to climb. Realizing that there is a problem. You know what I'm saying? And communicating with people is one of the biggest problems. Everybody else is talking about work and education and all this, and I think it's great. And I hit on these things too, and I talk about some of those things too. I think one of the biggest things is the way we deal with each other is one of the biggest problems in the world today. Straight up. It's too much ulterior motives going on. That's one of the biggest problems for me, is ulterior motives. And in getting rid of some of this stuff, you have to have understanding. Like, that's the hugest thing in this world right now, because people are who they are, man. You got to have understanding, man. You got to know who people are, and to know who people are, you have to understand them. And the best way to do that is to have understanding of self, right? What does it say? Thine own understanding, right? Thine own understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean, right? Like, it means to be able to look within yourself, right? Right. Be able to look within oneself, right? And I do this when I have conversations with people all the time. Like, let's say you take yourself out of your boot. Do you know how to do that? Like, seriously, do you know how to be the fly on the wall, right? People don't know how to fucking do that shit. They don't. Like, they don't know how to sit there and say, okay, I'm Tylen, right? But now I'm not. I'm a fly on the wall watching Tylen talk to someone else. What is the fly seeing, right? Not what me in myself is seeing, because me in myself is seeing outward, right? So I'm not sitting here having a conversation with people looking down, you know what I'm saying, watching me, watching my face. I'm having conversations, watching what they doing. Now, in order to have understanding, you got to almost take yourself out and be a fly on the wall. Watch yourself too. What is self? What do you do? Do you know who you? Do you know you? Do you know you? I remember one time a funny question was like, hey, would you, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about relationships with other people, would you date you? I'm like, hell yeah. Me and me be cold. Me and me be straight. You know what I'm saying? However you want to put it. Woman version of me, be third pronoun me, whatever it is, me and me be cool. You know what I'm saying? We be hanging out straight, kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Go off, do your thing. I go off, do my thing. We come back, we kick it. Yo, let's go. Strap up. Let's roll out, boy. Let's go get them things. Wop, wop. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just talking about, especially when I was younger. But man, I would have fun with me. Could you? Could you have fun with you? Like, be a fly on the wall. Could you have fun with you how you really are? Would you get along with you? And that's what you got to understand about understanding. Because once you understand about that about yourself, it's a lot easier to look outward and view other people, because you view yourself without bias. So that means if you view you the number one, most people in this world, the number one priority in most people's head is themselves. So if you can be biased against your own self, it's very easy to be biased against, if you can be non-biased against your own self, it's very easy to be non-biased against everybody else. So you got to remember that too, right? And then you gotta have limit. You gotta understand your limitations. You gotta understand the limitations. You got it, like we were just talking about with Offset, Cardi B, and all them, right? You gotta understand your limitations. You gotta understand what's the limits that you'll go to. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand what's the limits you'll go to, where are they at. Identify them first, because as long as you ain't breaking limits, you know what I'm saying, you good. You know what I'm saying? And be honest about your abilities. You know what I'm saying? We talk about this. I talk about this in sports, you know, especially with parents. You know what I'm saying? Be honest. The American Idol, one of the most dominating shows ever to hit the TV screen, right? American Idol. I call it the American Idol syndrome. How many times did you watch American Idol and you see somebody up there and they parent be like, baby, my baby is the best singer in Bastack, Louisiana. Ain't nobody singing better than my baby in this town. And you be like, okay, let's see. And they get up there and be like, I just want to love you. But look at my baby sing. No, don't look at your baby sing. No. But in their eyes, they're like, boom, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, my baby, the illest. It's not being real with the abilities, right? Your abilities this is probably not your field. You know what I'm saying? Unless bad recording starts to become a thing for producers to use, yeah, you might want to pick another career, right? And that's the thing about life too, and in general and in relationships, you might want to pick when you getting with people, you see how they move, and you say, you know what, that's not gonna, I'm not gonna be able to work with that. You know what I'm saying? Or you, let's say ladies, men, let's say men too. Shit, let's say you see a woman that's really fit, right? And you're like, ooh, I'm gonna get with her. She's like, yeah, I'm in the gym like 2 times a week. I jog like 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, man, you got to realize, are your abilities of that? Are you ready to go out and work out as much as she works out? Same thing with women that like find these hunky men attractive. Are you ready to be on that level that they on? You know what I'm saying? What's your abilities? Are you at that place in time? Because it's going to mess up your situation. And I don't want people to be mad about the person because they on their move. Are your abilities in tune with that? You know what I'm saying? Because then it's going to be pointing fingers rather than pointing the finger back at yourself and saying, well, I did jump into something that I couldn't handle. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't ready for my abilities. And also, like I was talking about a little bit earlier, man, a little bit ago, accountability, man. The first step in solving problems is acceptance. I mean, accepting the problem. So acceptance, but it's still accepting the problem. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize that there is a problem. That's the first step, and that comes with accountability. It comes with saying to yourself, okay, what did I do? What part did I play in the direction that this went? Right? What did I do to help cause the riffle in this timeline? You know what I'm saying? Like, was I just standing there and being an innocent bystander, or was I saying things, or was I acting on things, or was I pushing things to go? You know what I'm saying? Or was I pushing the narrative? Like, what was I doing? And that accountability, like I said, being able to take out yourself and be a fly on the wall. And look, that accountability makes you more stronger in being able to control the success of your relationship, because now what you're saying is, okay, at least 50% of this I can handle, right? Because I'm aware of what I did, I'm aware of what it caused, and I know how to fix it. So 50% of it I'm taking care of. Now we can work on your 50. You know what I'm saying? Figure out what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? If that person can take accountability, also the conversations become a lot more easier. Think about it. People that are in relationships that have been long, people that are in marriages, right? How many times have you guys had disagreements? And when you think about it, like people don't do the fire on the wall thing. People just be who they are, right? But when you think about it, you think about how many times you've had bad arguments, right? What happened? You guys were on different pages. You know what I'm saying? You guys weren't even communicating ready. It was just misunderstanding and miscommunication, usually, right? So once you have that understanding where you're using accountability for each other, and you're saying, hey, you know what I did, and I know that it caused this pain, this situation for you, and I'm apologizing. That person says, well, you know what I did too. How many times have you had conversations like that? And how'd they end? How did they end? So then I'm making a point. If I'm not making a point, comment down below. Give me an example. Robot. You know what I'm saying? AI. You know what I mean? Bots. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Show me. I'm not correct about it. But every time I've had a conversation with my girl, and I start out, hey baby, look, man, that was my bad. Or she starts out with, hey baby, look, my bad. And I come back with the, you know what I'm saying, baby, no, it was my bad. Or she comes back with the. Every time we had a conversation like that, our relationship took a jump in the positive direction. So just throwing that out, but it takes a lot to become a person who's accountable every single time. If you're going to have a good relationship with a good person, if you're going to be a good person, having a good relationship with a good person, that's very important. You got to take that step. You know what I'm saying? Because everything, especially when you're entwining these kind of intimate relationships, you got to take accountability, because something happened. So you did something. You weren't just the innocent bystander. You know what I mean? I feel like having expectations. Think about this one day, having expectations before you get to know someone. I think that ruins a lot of relationships off the bat, because you've already come into the relationship expecting something from them when you don't even know if that's something that they're able to do. I feel like with expectations, people fall in love with the character, and they fall in love with the character, or excuse me, they fall in love not with the character. That's why I got confused for a second. I'm sorry. They fall in love with the need that they have for the person rather than the actual character that they're dealing with, right? So I think a lot of people just want, like with the need, right? Sometimes the need is they just want the title of boyfriend and girlfriend, so they can run around like, I got a boyfriend, I got a girlfriend. Yo, man, I got a girl, dog. Yeah, I got a girl. So sometimes people just do that just so they can have that title to be able to tell people, I'm not out here crazy. I'm not out here bashing buns every day, week, man. I'm in love, you know what I'm saying? Right? So they want that title, where it's not like they're getting to know the person and they really want to figure out what this person's all about, their ins and outs, their likings and their dislikes, and then figure out if they can blend in with that. That's why a lot of relationships end, because people are just going in, just grabbing titles, and the person feeding them, buying them gifts, giving them money, right? And now you get people that are dependent on that, like, oh, that's hey, you giving me what I want, right? You know what I'm saying? Rather than realizing, okay, are you in this for this person and for yourself and to make something better? Like I said, these are just suggestions for good people that want to be in good relationships with good people. Now, if you're out here being players, yeah, it sounds crazy. I know it does. It does sound crazy. But if you're out here trying to have a good relationship with a woman, this is some things out here that you can use. Also, ladies, if you're trying to have a good relationship with a good king, these are some things that you might be able to use. You know what I mean? And one of the illest things that I heard one time was DMX said it. DMX said it. He said, you have to trust people to be who they are. I think that this is, like I said, these are my opinions. You can throw them in the garbage if you want to. If you listen to them, blessings. If you don't, go on about your business. Ain't meant for you. But I always have said that people look at trust differently than how they should. So this is how I look at trust. I look at trust like a trust. The trust glass is full with everyone. Everyone with me. Everyone to me has a trust glass, and every trust glass is full. And I think when you make mistakes, you decrease the glass. Everyone else, I feel like, gives out empty trust glasses, and you have to earn your trust. So you have to pour into that glass, do things for them. You know what I'm saying? And then they be like, oh, well, now I trust you. Like a lot of women to their men say, well, I have to learn to trust you, right? Not me. You got my trust. You lose trust with me, but it's very hard to lose trust with me because, like DMX said, you have to trust people to be who they are. And that's the thing about me. I'm going to trust you to be who you are. Michael and Joe, how I trust Michael is not how I trust Joe, right? Because how I deal and interact with Michael is going to be different than how I interact and deal with Joe. Plus, the things that Michael do, the upbringing that Michael does, is different than what Joe was upbrought with and what Joe does in his life. So these guys have two different things. That means I have to trust, just like if I call an electrician over and I say, hey man, my pipe under the sink, man, is tripping. Can you come and grab this real quick? And he gets under there and he tries to fix it and it busts. How can I get upset with him? He's the electrician. You know what I'm saying? So my expectations were that he come in here and he fixed that because he fixes things, right? But my expectation wasn't real on him, and I wasn't trusting him to be who he is by saying, okay, he's an electrician. So as long as my electricity is good, I can continue to trust him because he did his job. But if he breaks the pipe under the sink, and I'd be like, oh, I can't trust him now. That's not fair to him because I put an expectation on him that's not conducive of what he does. If you get what I'm saying, kind of same thing with people in relationships. So with Michael and Joe, I can't sit up there and say, okay, Mike gonna be here. Mike come from a suburban family with two parents. Joe coming from a hood family. So if Michael say, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes, Michael gonna be here in 9 minutes. Joe say he gonna be here in 10 minutes. Joe ain't gonna be here till tomorrow. You know, like, yeah, man, I'm down the street. 15 minutes later, yeah, man, my clothes in the dryer, man. You understand? Like, you said you left about 15, right? So I can't get mad at Joe because Michael comes at 9 o'clock or at 9 minutes, a minute early. I can't get mad at Joe because that's not what Joe does. Most likely, Joe, since I've known him, been doing that. So I've already built that relationship with Joe, and I can trust that Joe's gonna be late. So if Joe's early, it's a surprise. You know what I'm saying? He's late. I already knew you're gonna do that, right? Kind of how, you know what I'm saying, if you can get that breakdown, you know what I'm saying? So DMX said that, man, that was a dope way to put that too. You got to trust people to be who they are. In order to do that, you got to find out who they are. You got to open up. You got to find out. You got to talk, have conversations. You got to have understanding and realize who they are, right? And then place them in the right places. Place people in the right places. They say all the time, there's a reason for everything. There's a reason that people came into your life. Everybody that comes into your life, there's a reason for it. Something, right? And you got to place people where they are, man. You know what I'm saying? I talk to people about having friends, acquaintances, two different things, right? I got friends. I got people that, you know what I'm saying, I can call right now. It can go down, right? I got people that, you know what I'm saying, I see when I'm in passing. It's like, yo, what's up, dog? What's up, right? But then there are some people that, you know what I'm saying, have my back, you know what I'm saying, since I was young, you know what I mean? And you got to place these people in the right places. You know what I'm saying? Boyfriends, girlfriends. If you guys are going in relationships with people and they're telling you that they don't want to be in a relationship, you got to realize that if they're giving you keywords and things that aren't just saying, nah, I want to be single, but I want to fuck you. Excuse my language. I want to be single, but I want to have sex with you. Then kind of see what their actions are moving like, and if it's similar to that, then hey, question them on that. Say, is that what you want? So at least you know. That way, I can place you in the right direction, right? And friend zoning people, man, that leads into that friend zoning people. That's what the ladies do. Y'all friend zone people a lot. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we sex zone people. Y'all friend zone people. But that's cool. That's cool. Do what you do. Put people in the right places. That's what I said. I even just said that. So I think that's okay that you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? Angels advocate. I play on both sides here. So I'll give y'all a shout out too. You know what I'm saying? Don't even trip, ladies. I got you back. I got you back on my day show. Night show, I go at you. Pop, 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 pop. We send shots, boy. We send shots to everybody on Thailand TV. Stay ready. You better just stay ready, boy. Hey, man, look. Now we get into the whole aspect of acceptance, right? We talked about that a little bit. You got to make sure that you accept. What's the saying? God, give me strength to accept the things that I cannot change. Give me wisdom. Give me serenity for the things that I cannot change. Give me strength for the things that I can change, and then give me the knowledge and the wisdom for all others. For all others. You know what I'm saying? So, or to know the difference. I'm sorry. Give me strength and wisdom to know the difference, right? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have the ability to have acceptance. You know what I'm saying? First rule of solving any problem is to accept that there is a problem. You know what I'm saying? So you do that by having love for everybody. You do it by having love for everybody. The topic is about understanding and acceptance in regards to being in relationships with people, not just sexual, not just intimate either. It's about all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'll specifically speak on, you know what I'm saying, the more intimate sides of the relationships, but this is just in general having relationships with anybody. You got to have love for people, man. You got to have the base common denominator, which is love for everybody. I love that God gave you breath to live on this earth, period. Then we take steps from there. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't come into the situation with love, if you come into the situation with hate, like haters do, haters come into the situation, they can look you dead in your eye and not like you. And they'll still try to function and talk to you like everything cool. But they came in with the whole hate. You can't do it that way. You got to come into these situations, these relationship situations, and building relationships with love for just the general people. Just that the fact that God saw you and built you and made you and you here. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember that. And at the same time, you got to protect your heart. At the same time, you got to protect your heart. But you have to have love for everybody. And that goes into the whole trusting people to be who they are. That's the best way for you to protect your heart, is for you to understand who you're dealing with. And then that way you don't put yourself in a situation where you're making expectations that somebody's not going to meet, to put yourself in a situation where you can get hurt. Right. And I think everyone knows we ain't trying to get hurt. Right. You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to get your heart broken. Right. But you got to make sure that you use your heart in regards to people, because I think that's the strongest entity that we have is our love. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing can beat that. Love is stronger than anything. It'll beat out anything. Right. And we're snowflakes. So you got to start out with love, and you got to start out with acceptance, because we're all snowflakes. We're all different. Everybody's different. I mean, you know how many people you see with a beard like this, right? Doing like this, you know what I'm saying? Doing it like that, you know what I'm saying? How many brothers, not white dudes, but how many brothers you see with a beard like this, right? Straightened out like this, you know what I'm saying? How many? Not that many. So we're all snowflakes. You know what I'm saying? And that is a testament to what I'm talking about with the acceptance and loving everyone, because of the fact that you don't know what kind of person you're getting. You can't judge people based on past experiences, because everybody's not the same. You know what I'm saying? We have similar traits. We do. We go down in history having similar traits. We'll pass on to the next life with similar traits, but we're all different people, different in some way, some accord. And you got to figure out the people that you're dealing with. You got to get an understanding of who they are, know their characters, and then you got to then you can accept them. You know what I'm saying? And accept them doesn't mean that you gotta be in their life. Everybody's in your life because you accept them. Accept them just means you've accepted that person for how they are, their character, who they are, the things you know about them. You've accepted them. That's just what they are. You know, and you gotta. Biggest thing for me. This is for me. within myself, you know what I'm saying, as a wall looking at myself. I think keeping it real, man. Keeping it real. Hey, man, my show with Rob, we call it Real Recognize Real. That's all we do is keep real, man, around here, man. My guy, all my guys, man, dudes that I've been raised around. That's why I do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be different in different circumstances. Like I'm Thailand when I'm with my mom. I'm Thailand when I'm at work. I'm Thailand when I'm coaching the kids. I'm Thailand when I'm hooping. I'm Thailand when I'm with my boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm Thailand in the relationships. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm Thailand at the gas station. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't change really. You know what I'm saying? Like I may tone some things down a little bit, but more so you're gonna get the same person, the same Thailand imprint that I've put on this earth since I was young. I don't defer, I don't change, I don't do like what I call a chameleon. I'm not like a chameleon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna fix myself to the situation based on however it's being. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna speak the way I speak, and I'm gonna keep it real. And because I don't do that blending in stuff, like I've never been a person that blends in. I've always thought outside the box anyway. So how can I blend in if I've always been an outside the box thinker? You know what I'm saying? You put us in boxes, I'm trying to get out. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody else is just walking around in the box. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of this motherfucker, right? So that's one thing about me is I've never blended in. So that works well for me. I suggest that for other people is just try to be real, not try to be like, you know what I'm saying, arrogant and cocky. You know what I'm saying? I've had an episode about that before. I'm probably doing another one about the difference between confidence, cocky, and arrogance, which are all necessities in today's world. But at the same time, you got to make sure that you're not blending in, but you're being real to yourself. You got to be real to yourself. You got to be true to who you are. You can't let people change who you are. That's why I say I'm not that way when I go into certain situations. Yes, I pop my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I do speak out loudly. I am ambitious. Um, but I don't do what I do to hurt people. I do what I do to add to your life. And when you stay true to yourself, the haters fall off. They fall off like twigs. Like you ain't even got to address haters. They just fall off like twigs. They just do. You know what I'm saying? So continue to be real with yourself first. Be true to yourself. I heard a comment by a friend of mine one time, and she was like, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We all as people have to live in our truth. You know what I'm saying? You got to live in your truth, man. Like so that way, no matter and like with the whole P Diddy situation, we'll be talking about that on Real and Recognize Real next week's episode. But all this stuff is coming to light because he was hiding it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not living in your truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, which actually, nah, ironically, nah, actually, no, 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 no. Play the Angels advocate. That nigga was that dude P Diddy was living in his truth. He's tell he they they show all the little scene cuts of him on making the band on award shows and music videos. Like some of the stuff he was giving hints a long time. He been giving hints out. They show us in the studio like, yeah, yeah, yeah. We finna be clapping this all night long. Yeah, boy, yeah. Nigga nasty, bro. He living in his truth. So be honest, the dude living in his truth. So so it can be done, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully it can be done on more of a spiritual connecting level, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere where we're trying to be better as people and honor each other and honor God's creation and to push each other to be the best that we can be. And all this other stuff is just entertainment and having a good time. So and that's what I'm here to do for you guys, man, just to help you guys have a good time, just have conversations, and also just give words of wisdom of how to have better conversations and communications to have better relationships. I'm looking for good people that want to have good relationships with good people, man. That's it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it breaks down to, man. It's for you if you listen to it. Blessings. If you don't, it ain't meant for you. Pop a shot, pop a shot, pop a shot, boy. We're out here on Thailand TV. Another episode of Thailand TV down. I'm gonna come on tonight. I think tonight's show should be probably on time. There's no game. Told y'all this part sucks. We ain't got games till Wednesday. But we don't have any games tonight. I think the girls are playing though. WNBA is on. So check them out. Baseball's getting in full swing right now. It's beautiful outside, man. Get a walk in right now. I think it's supposed to be like 90. I think Little Link Dog, my boy, got a baseball game today, man. So I might stop over there. Otherwise, I'll just chill at the crib and stay in the AC. You know what I'm saying? Stay cool, baby. Stay cool because it's supposed to be a scorcher. I love y'all, man. Love everybody, man. It's your boy 800 the Styles, the guy. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? Jeff, man, cousin Jeff, man. Holla at my boy, man. Thank you for showing up, showing love. Anybody that watches my shows, man, thank you. Push it out there, repost it, post comments, whatever, man. Let's get out here, man. Push me out, I'll push you out. That's what I do. I got a couple of guests that's probably gonna be coming on this weekend and this week too. So be on the lookout for that. But one love, man, everybody. Have a good week. See y'all later tonight. Much love. Holla.